All right, so I am going to bring up another topic that's going to make people angry and bitter and resentful and get snipey in the comments. And that is this whole Mark of the Beast conversation. To be honest, this is another thing, just like the Revelation 12 sign in the heavens happened in September 2017, and that was somehow Revelation 12 tied to the rapture. I don't want that anywhere near my channel because that is no. It's just a big fat no. And this whole Mark of the Beast related to the vaccine conversation is a big fat no that I literally do not want anywhere near my conversation or my channel. I hate this conversation because people on both sides are hysterical. And that is not even putting it lightly. That's actually putting it nicely. People on both sides are hysterical about this. And, a few years ago you asked people and it was a microchip. And now it's a vaccine. We are anywhere between 4 and 8 years removed from the Mark of the Beast. Anyone's guess about what it's going to be. And the stupid little vaccine theory is going to not even factor in. How people think that that's going to, because somebody told you it's going to change your DNA. Like our DNA is not already the most corrupt possible because it is so far decayed from perfection after so many generations. We think that this body that we have is like the best it's going to get, and we must preserve it at all costs. I don't know about you guys, but I'm banking on getting a way better body than I got now. So, yeah, I'm going to exercise, and I'm going to not beat it up. But, I ain't banking on this is the best there's going to be. So I'm going to preserve it, I'm going to protect it, and I'm going to act reasonably and rationally with regard to it. But what I'm not going to do is get hysterical over the fact that this is the best it's going to get, and please don't come near me with that. Okay, you guys can do whatever you want, but literally calm yourselves down. And I say this because this is a midpoint of the week conversation. When I say we are at least 4 years removed, because even if the rapture did happen and the week did start this next spring, Nissan 10, 2022, it's still 3.5 years from that point. I don't know why. I literally could not even begin to come up with a reasonable idea why people think the Mark of the Beast is going to happen while we're here or the day after we're gone. What would ever possess a God-fearing, grace-understanding person to think that God is going to put us anywhere near the Mark of the Beast when it is literally your spiritual life on the line? Literally your eternal life, your eternal destiny on the line. Why? What possesses anyone to think that our grace extending God, grace extending to the nth degree, the maximum capacity, infinity, would put you anywhere near a situation where you would ever have to choose something that would literally rock your eternal destiny? I think, without being judgmental, you guys need to examine yourself if you really truly believe that, because I don't know why you would. He has been beyond gracious to you in every single other way. That is another one. He ain't putting you anywhere near it. So feel how you want about whatever. I don't care. But be reasonable and rational enough to know that that ain't it, and it isn't even close to what it's going to be. And the body that you have is not the best one you're going to get. And it's okay. It's all going to be okay. Now, to rock your boat and to make you guys more angry than you probably already are if you've gotten this far, I'm going to tell you another thing. The Mark of the Beast, again, implemented midpoint of the week, when the beast gets here, because there's an image and a mark in the worship of the beast, and none of that's going to happen before the guy's actually here. He ascends out of the bottomless pit the last 3.5 days at the end of the sixth trumpet, literally 3.5 days before the midpoint of the week. He kills the 2 witnesses. They lay dead in the street for 3.5 days. Then the Spirit of God enters them. They stand on their feet in front of everyone, and it's set up to heaven with 144,000. The second woe, the sixth trumpet is passed. Behold, the third woe cometh quickly, which is immediate. And that is the preaching of the everlasting gospel worldwide. And then the abomination of desolation is reactionary to that. And the Jews flee. And then we're told that they have to, well, if they don't flee, then they're basically going to die. So some of them leave, and they're the remnant preserved and protected by God in the wilderness for a time times half time from the face of the serpent. Okay? And then we're told in Revelation 13 that this guy is given power to continue 40 and 2 months, and that he is given power over the saints. Revelation 13. Abomination of desolation, Revelation 13:6. He opened his mouth in blasphemy against God to blaspheme his name, his tabernacle, and them that dwell in heaven. Okay, midpoint of the week. Daniel pinpoints that to the midpoint of the week. It was given unto him to make war with the saints and to overcome them, and power was given him over all kindreds and tongues and nations. Okay? So obviously that's after the midpoint of the week. All that dwell upon the earth shall worship him whose names are not written in the book of life from the Lamb slain from the foundation of the world. Worship of the beast, one of the 3 things that people are told not to do. Worship the beast, worship the image of the beast, or take the mark of the beast. So the worship of the beast is not even introduced until after the abomination of desolation. This should give you guys a baseline for where we're at. Okay, so then the introduction of the second beast, who's the false prophet. I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth. He had 2 horns like a lamb, spake like a dragon. He exercised all the power of the first beast before him, caused the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly head one was healed. Okay, worship of the beast. He doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on earth in the sight of men, and deceiveth all that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast, which had a wound by a sword and did live. So you had introduction to the worship of the beast. Now you have introduction to the worship of the image of the beast. Excuse me, my nose is running. It's cold. He had power to give life to the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. Okay, so there's your first introduction to the people who aren't going to worship the beast or the image of the beast or take the mark of the beast. We're going to see them in Revelation 15. And there are 3 songs that are sung by 3 different groups of redeemed people throughout the 70th week. Well, the first one is pre-70th week, and that's the redeemed church, Revelation 5, singing a song of redemption. The second one is the redeemed 144,000 in Revelation 14. They're redeemed, 6th trumpet. The next one is the people who abstain from worshiping the beast, the image of the beast, or taking the mark of the beast. Why? Why would they just decide to do this? Well, because Revelation 14 says that there's a 3rd angel followed them with a loud voice. If any man worship the beast in his image and receive his mark in his name, or receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of God, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. He shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. So why would people not worship the beast or the image of the beast and die as a result? Because the angel just told them not to, because their eternal destiny is at stake. So they heed that warning and they don't do it. And they're seen in Revelation, and we're introduced to the 3rd of 3 redemption songs. What is it? It's the Song of Moses. The Song of Moses was sung by Israel after they crossed the Red Sea and watched as the waters came back over the armies and Pharaoh's army was destroyed. The Song of Moses relates to whom? Getting victory over someone else like they got victory over Pharaoh. The Jews. Who is the group that is not going to take the mark of the beast or worship the image of the beast and die as a result and go to heaven and sing the Song of Moses? Jews. I saw another angel in heaven, great and marvelous, 7 angels having the 7 last plagues, for in them is filled with the wrath of God. And I saw, as it were, a sea of glass mingled with fire, and them that had gotten victory over the beast, over his image, over his mark, over the number of his name, standing on the sea of glass, having the harps of God. And they sing the song of Moses, the servant of God, and the song of the Lamb, saying, great and marvelous are thy works, Lord God Almighty, just and true are thy ways, thou King of saints. So, all you guys are bent on, like, I'm not taking the mark. It's some people say it's like the Jews causing all this. No, the Jews are the ones who, when given the option, are not going to do it. They're going to flee, and the ones who don't flee and stay behind are going to die rather than do it. And they're going to be seen in heaven singing the same song that the Jews did after Pharaoh's army was destroyed. And they got victory over him coming out of Egypt. They're going to sing the same song. In Revelation 14, you are introduced to the reaping of the earth and the treading of the winepress that will begin, or that will occur. It's the harvest of the grapes. The harvest of the earth is ripe. The grapes are being harvested and thrown into the winepress. And the winepress, when it's full, will be trodden without the city up to the space of the horse's bridle by a space of 1,600 furlongs. What people group gets thrown into the winepress? The grapes that get thrown into the winepress and trodden. Which necessarily means that they would be the group that would worship the beast, the image of the beast, or take the mark of the beast. Joel 3. This is the fullness, the winepress being full of the grapes, the fullness of the Gentiles. Who's going to be taking the mark and worshiping the beast and worshiping the image of the beast? Not the Jews, the Gentiles. For all you holier-than-thou people out there, it's actually us that's going to be doing it, which is why we are so far removed from it, because God is that gracious to make sure that it's never even a possibility for us to be able to do something that would affect our eternal destinies. It's not going to be here while we're here. It's not going to be here the next day after we leave. 3.5 years at least. Because it's not going to be the Jews who take it. It's going to be the Gentiles. I don't know about you guys, but I'm a Gentile, so I'm really glad I ain't going to have anything to do with it. By a space of at least 3.5 years. Joel 3. 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war, wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords, your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen. So, Gentiles, heathen, gather yourselves together round about, thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. Let the heathen be wakened, and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there I will sit and judge all the heathen round about. This is Armageddon. Put ye in the sickle, because the sickle is what he uses to reap the earth and to reap the grapes and cast them into the winepress, which will then be filled up. Filled up of who? Heathen Gentiles. Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come get you down, for the press is full. The fats overflow, for their wickedness is great. Multitudes and multitudes in the valley of decision, for the day of the Lord is near. In the valley of decision, the sun and the moon shall be dark, and the stars shall withdraw their shining. The Lord also shall roar out of Zion and utter his voice from Jerusalem. The heavens and the earth shall shake, but the Lord will be the hope of his people and the strength of the children of Israel. No offense to anyone, but the Gentiles are the bad guys in the end times, not the good guys. And this kind of plays into the whole trib saints, Gentiles, and multitude that no man could number conversation, thinking that a whole bunch of people are just going to come to Christ, and Gentile people are just going to come to Christ in the end times. It's the Gentile people that comprise the wickedness that God's going to judge. Jesus is going to judge and tread the winepress up. We have this so backwards, like literally. The heathen are going to be composed of Gentiles, and that's who Jesus is going to defeat and destroy and overcome and kill at Armageddon. The Jews are the ones who are seen in heaven getting victory over the beast, like they got victory over Pharaoh. And they're the ones that are going to be preserved and protected by God in the wilderness for a time times half a time so that they can come to saving knowledge of him. The Gentiles are the problem here. Now and later. It's not going to be this wonderful scenario that we just misinterpret the heck out of and think that all this many massive Gentiles are going to come to Christ because they're just going to wise up and, do all that. No, they're not. There is nothing in the book of Revelation that would lead us to believe that. Which is why there was such urgency given in the present dispensation to preaching the gospel, to the Great Commission. Because if so many people are going to be saved in the 70th week, why do they have to now? Because so many people are not going to be saved in the 70th week. Therefore, we must now. So, I'm not going to have this conversation again. I think it's reasonable to expect that I don't need to. But there you have it. If you do have questions or comments, let me know. I'll see you guys later.